Lord Blood-Rah keeps the love of vintage horror and science fiction alive with 3 weekly shows. The Wrackin Theater, Lord Blood-Rah's Wrackin Auditorium, the podcast featuring the best of old-time radio horror shows, and the Patreon-exclusive series, The Cathode Zone, presenting episodes of classic genre TV shows. You can help spread the love of vintage horror and get access to Lord Blood-Rah's Cathode Zone by signing on at patreon.com/Lord Blood-Rah.
Gilbert, what are you doing all day in a cave? Oh, I know. You're waiting for the next broadcast of Lord Blood-Rah's nerve-wracking theater.
Countdown for blast off. X minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire.
Welcome to Lord Blood-Rah's nerve-wracking theater.
Ah, my lords and ladies, geeks, geekarellas, geekulas, and geekeritas. I am Lord Blood-Rah, and this is Lord Blood-Rah's Nerve-Wrackin' Theater. And tonight's film is quintessential 1950s schlock sci-fi. In fact, the title alone drips with 1950s vintage cheese. Ha ha! Tonight, from 1953, it's Catwomen of the Moon. Now, I know that sounds like a joke title, but it is not. In fact, the Encyclopedia of Science Fiction, first published in 1979, said of this film it was an influence on later sci-fi films in which astronauts discovered decadent, all-female, or almost all-female, civilizations on other planets, including Fire Maidens from Outer Space, Queen of Outer Space, and Voyage to the Planet of Prehistoric Women. The Encyclopedia of Science Fiction also called this movie totally absurd, which I'm delighted to say it is. My lords and ladies, without further ado, I give to you a movie whose title tells you exactly what it is. Here is Catwomen of the Moon.
The eternal wonders of space and time, the faraway dreams and mysteries of other worlds, other life, the stars, the planets. Man has been face to face with them for centuries, yet is barely able to penetrate their unknown secrets. Sometime, someday, the barrier will be pierced. Why must we wait Why not now?
White Sands calling Moon Rocket 4, code 63. Can you hear us? White Sands to Rocket 4, code 63. Come in. White Sands calling Moon Rocket 4, code 63. Can you hear us? White Sands calling Moon Rocket 4, code 63. Can you show any sign of recognition? White Sands calling Moon Rocket 4, code 63. Can you show any sign of recognition?
Well, what do you know?
Telephone, Commander. Shall I say you're out?
Help the others.
All right, you sleeping beauties, hit the deck. Every man a tiger. Let's go. You all right, Helen?
Sure, Kip. Thanks.
In space. We made it.
Oh, brother. Am I going to collect some bets?
White Sands to Moon Rocket 4, code 63. Come in.
Tell them there's no one here but us space people.
Not yet. First, I want your initial reports. Remember, this is a scientific expedition and not a stunt. How are you on course, Helen?
On course.
Are you sure?
Quite.
Oh, did your mirror tell you that?
You know, lad, I have the strangest feeling as though all this has happened before.
White Sands to Moon Rocket 4, code 63. Come in.
Rocket 4 to White Sands. Ranger speaking. Can you hear me?
Can we hear you? Come in.
We have passed the 2,000-mile level, are traveling in space. Speed, 7 miles a second. Motors smooth, fuel consumption 0.865. Temperature density of atom chamber unchanged. Nitrate pictate acid secure. We will report again at 1400. Over and out.
Wait a minute, Commander. There's a world full of people listening in. Are you all right? Could we have a few words from the crew?
No.
Oh, come on, lad. Don't be stuffy.
All right, speak from your stations, but be brief.
Rocket 4 to White Sands. Stand by. The next voice you hear will be Kip Reisner, co-pilot. All I gotta say is watch out for that first step. It's a pip.
Helen Salinger, navigator. Hello, Alpha. We're on our way.
This is Doug Smith, radio operator. I'm gonna bring you a piece of that green cheese for sure.
Walt Wallace, engineer. We're humming along, folks. That new lubrication by the Delphite Oil Company sure turned the trick. Over to you, White Sands.
That plug ought to make a couple of grand, huh? Over and out.
Hold on, Rocket 4, code 63. We want to switch you over to Washington and General Rayburn.
Members of Atomic Rocket Crew 4, our congratulations on your magnificent achievement. You are embarked on a space journey of over 200,000 miles. At 25,000 miles per hour, you have 10 hours flight ahead of you. To the scientific ingenuity that made this flight possible, there must now be added your skill, your courage, and our prayers.
Weight balance to right. Something's embedded in our rear section. The atomic chamber. Heat radiation going up fast.
Must be a meteor. Can we shake it?
Maybe centrifugal force will dislodge it.
Now then, we're circling. We've dumped it. Nice work, Laird.
If we'd been paying more attention to our work, this might not have happened. Doug, didn't a meteor appear on the view screen?
I don't know, sir. I was listening to the...
Exactly. Well, for the rest of this journey, we operate strictly by the book. The planners of this expedition have foreseen all contingencies.
We hope.
We do more than hope. We work with confidence. Now then, Helen, will you set us on course?
Yes, sir.
Doug, tune in White Sands.
I'm trying, sir, but there's no pip. I'm afraid I'm out of business.
Commander, the atom chamber, the nitric acid. One of the containers must have broken.
The acid reaches the fuel chamber, will explode, won't we?
Turn on the water line. That'll neutralize it.
Nothing happened, sir.
Pour it on.
It won't work, sir.
It's got to work. What are you doing?
I want to check that obstruction in the water line.
Acid will burn through that soup in 1 minute flat.
I'll just need 59 seconds. I hope.
Come back here. Kip! Weight balance to right. Something's embedded in our rear section.
Nope, I am not going to say it. We'll be right back. QuadCon, Central Illinois' largest pop culture event, is coming to the Peoria Civic Center Saturday, July 23rd. Over 40,000 square feet with over 100 vendors and artists. Comics, toys, panels, a $500 cosplay contest, a $500 video game tournament, and special guest, Lord Blood-Rah. Info at quadcitycon.com. And to round out your evening, see Lord Blood-Rah's Nerve-Wrackin Theater live Saturday, July 23rd at the Landmark Cinema Peoria. Lord Blood-Rah will host in person the 1962 horror classic The Brain That Wouldn't Die and the 1967 cult hit Spider Baby. Lord Blood-Rah's Nerve-Wrackin Theater at the Landmark Cinema Peoria, July 23rd at 8:30 p.m. Get tickets at lordbloodrah.com.
Jesse James, you will need it.
Your bullets can't hurt me.
Everybody, but everybody, is going to our Ghost-A-Go-Go show. Already the spooks are swinging, the witches are winging, the haunts are on the move. The monsters are swaying, the ghosts are saying, come on, get in the groove, and come to our rock and roll Ghost-A-Go-Go show. It's a zany mixture of spooks and music with the beat. You may rock with chills or roll with the combos. But whatever you do, you'll have the time of your young life at our Ghost A Go-Go show. It's new, it's different, it's tough.
Attempting to solve the disappearance of a beautiful girl, the East Side Kids invade a haunted mansion and come face to face with sinister Bela Lugosi. The kids take the first round, but that's only the beginning of this terrifying night.
Now back to Catwomen of the Moon, and it's Kip to the rescue as he races to save the ship and all on board by clearing a clog in a pipe. It's always the little things, isn't it?
It's under control. Every man a tiger. Let's go.
Well, I guess I'm not out of business.
You must have skin like a rhinoceros. Didn't even blister.
We can't all be beautiful. Is Laird sore? After all, I did go over his head.
Well, he gave us another lecture on discipline. He's right, you know, Kip. We came only this far because we did it by the book.
Well, some things aren't in the book. I'm okay. Go and talk to Laird. Go on. After all, you're his girl.
For the duration of this trip, the only relation I have with Laird is a scientific one. This is no time to pamper with the emotion.
I bet you got that from him.
It's true.
It's hooey. You can't turn love on and off like a faucet. Believe me, baby, if I ever fell in love with you, I'd chase you across the world, around the moon, and all the way stations in between. Go on, beat it.
All right, hero. I'll go talk to Laird. But if you don't mind, it'll only be about our landing. You two make a great team. Strong mind and strong back.
I suppose so.
View screen should be okay now, sir.
Thanks, Doug. Helen, who is Alpha?
Alpha?
On the radio you said, Alpha, we're on our way.
I don't remember saying that.
Probably just a touch of space madness. You know, there's one school of thought that we'd all go insane.
Alpha.
You better pick your landing spot and start figuring.
I already have. We're on course.
That's what I call a navigator.
It's a valley on the dark side of the moon.
The dark side? How could you possibly know anything about the dark side? All man has ever seen is the bright side.
Well, the bright side cuts across part of this valley. You can just barely see it on the photographs.
Well, why there? We'd plan to study the bright side and then circle to the dark side.
Please, Laird. This is a perfect landing place. Believe me. I don't know why I know it, but I know it for sure.
You're the navigator. We'll take a look at it anyway. Please take your stations, please. We're coming in. Start the retardant, Walt. Retardant off, stabilizers on. Unbuckle now.
Nice picking, Helen.
I knew it was the right place.
Someday I'm going to ask you how.
What do we do first, Laird? Want to check the ship, do a repair job if necessary?
Well, let's make some findings. We're on the moon, not in a machine shop.
I'll go along with Helen on that. We'll make a short exploratory tour, come back, grab some sleep, and then we'll look the ship over.
Okay, but I'd feel a lot better if I was sure we were ready to take off at a moment's notice.
Why?
It's my Navy background. In any engagement, be prepared to disengage.
Well, this isn't the Navy. Come on, Doug. Help me into my suit. These shoes are heavy.
You'll notice it when you get outside. I want everybody to check everybody else's equipment. It must be set number 2 because of the absolute cold in the dark side. And when you get out there, remember, stay on the dark side.
Without any oxygen, what can you possibly want with cigarettes?
I feel more at home carrying them.
About as silly as that gun, Kip. You know there's no life on the moon.
I guess I'm like Helen. I feel more at home that way.
I wish you'd tell him not to, Laird. Either we're on a scientific expedition or we're a bunch of Boy Scouts on an outing.
I agree with you, Helen, but I guess it won't do any hurt. There's too much infantile romanticism in this crew.
Well, I guess I'd better leave this behind, then. I was going to do this outside, but I guess it can wait. What are those? First letters from the moon. I even got my own cancellation stamp. Ought to be worth a couple of $100 apiece. Why didn't you make up about 50 of them? Brings the price down, boy. Stamps has got to be rare.
Mr. Wildest, when you're ready.
All set, sir.
I'll go first. You wait here. It works. Come ahead.
You know, I think Helen is partially right there. They're not a bunch of Boy Scouts on an outing. because Boy Scouts on an outing would have been much better prepared.
You better pick your landing spot and start figuring.
You took off for the moon without knowing where you were going to land?
What do we do first, Laird? Want to check the ship, do a repair job if necessary?
Well, let's make some findings. We're on the moon, not in a machine shop.
Or what you were going to do first when you got there?
These shoes are heavy.
You'll notice it when you get outside.
You're surprised these space shoes are heavy? Did you have any training in the spacesuits at all? You certainly didn't have any sexual harassment in the workplace training.
You can't turn love on and off like a faucet. Believe me, baby, if I ever fell in love with you, I'd chase you across the world, around the moon, and all the way stations in between.
And what did you have planned for man's first historic words from the surface of the moon?
It works! Come ahead!
Please leave your eyes at the door. You will not need them.
Lord Blood-Rah's Nerve-Wrackin Auditorium presents the best of old-time radio, horror, and science fiction. Tales of terror and the uncanny that unfold on the stage of your imagination. Come experience the magic of old-time radio horror. Lord Blood-Rah's Nerve-Wrackin Auditorium is available on Spotify, Apple, Google, and other podcast providers. Lord Blood-Rah's Nerve-Wrackin Auditorium, when you seek the darkness.
Dance, baby, dance, come and dance with me. Hear the beat of the pounding sea. Ride, baby, ride, come and ride with me. Let your feet go easy and free.
What do you make of this? Where does the other end go? It dumps into the ocean.
It looks exactly like the South American Fantigua fish. I hope you can take one alive, Sheriff.
I still believe that a human clawed that girl to death. The Beach Girls and the Monster, starring John Hall, Sue Casey, and the glamorous Watusi dancing girls from Hollywood's famed Whiskey A Go-Go nightclub. Music by Frank Sinatra Jr.
You got a monster in the surf. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Chicks, do you have a problem? You won't have after you meet the monster on the beach. If you see this ghoul, play it cool. Beauties in bikinis, laughing, singing, surfing, sinning. Beach party lovers making hey hey in the moonlight while the monster waits and watches. Yeah. This one will kill you.
Can you hear it? She can hear it. Can you? The screaming skull. The voice of the dead will haunt you. The screaming skull. And terror from the year 5000. The screaming skull. The maddening voice of the sightless dead. Horror that'll scare the skin off your bones. The screaming skull. And the blood-curdling terror from the year 5000.
Into a world not yet known, in spaceships of the future, these men of courage and daring set out to conquer the universe beyond the known world, facing unbelievable dangers on every side.
We're being pulled into the sun.
Meeting new adventures in undreamed of places.
Mars.
Lost and trapped in space, with no hope of return.
We've consumed too much of the fuel.
But they have not yet faced the ultimate horror the planet Astar has to offer.
Look there.
2,000 miles away we were. Yet we knew it would be like this.
We'll head that way.
Any particular reason?
There's a cave in the side of the crater over there. I noticed as we were settling in.
Buried treasure, perhaps.
Kip, would you mind very much if we did operate by the book for a while?
Whatever the commander says.
Single file.
Look out! Meteorite!
Here we are at the dividing line. May not seem like much to us, but if Helen will fish me out one of those silly cigarettes, I'll show you something. There it is. Just like Helen said.
I wonder if the commander would permit an observation.
Ah, come on, Kip. We don't have to get that formal.
Well, I only wanted to point out that from the angle the ship entered the crater, it would have been impossible for Miss Salinger to spot that cave.
You mean she just guessed it was there?
If she could guess a landing spot on the dark side of the moon, I suppose she could guess a cave.
What are you driving at?
I don't know, but I'll guarantee it isn't in the book.
Come on, let's go. Magnificent.
Let's go in.
Might as well.
Wait a minute. Wouldn't it be wise for someone to stay behind and guard the ship?
I don't think anybody will take it. Helen! Helen!
Come on, this one.
Stay right where you are. I don't want to lose anybody.
Exactly as I dreamed it. Or did I? Maybe this is the dream.
It's pretty weird. Have you had enough? If you're tired, we can go back.
No. We go on this way. Somebody miscalculated on these boots, lad. They're far too heavy.
They were all right outside. I can't understand it.
There. Look! Moisture!
How can there be water without atmosphere? Impossible. This may be something that only looks like water.
Scientist doesn't know enough to come in out of the rain. Laird, has it ever occurred to you that maybe this is atmosphere?
On the moon?
Could be why it's hard for us to walk. Well, this atmosphere has got to be gravitational pull to hold it. Even I know that.
We'll go back and get our instruments.
That won't be necessary. This will prove it.
It's burning. That means oxygen.
One at a time.
It's there, all right.
I tell him I was the first man to breathe on the moon?
Maybe we can bottle this stuff for sale. Moon mist for chronic coughs and asthma.
Well, Laird, you'll have to admit that one wasn't in the book. How do you figure it?
That makes you very happy, I suppose.
No? Just curious.
Magnetic field on the dark side could exert a gravitational pull, a special one. Of course, we'd have to verify it.
And this is a natural decompression chamber, isn't it, sir?
We're almost at the end.
How do you know we're almost at the end?
Well, it stands to reason the air isn't stuffy, so there must be an opening nearby.
All right, we'll leave the suits here.
Well, I know one thing that goes with me. This. Where there's oxygen, there can be life. And where there's life, there's death.
There you go again, Kip. Why is it that the unknown always frightens people? Why can't we expect love and friendship instead of death?
I'm all for love and friendship, but I worry. Now, if you don't mind, Laird, I'll take the lead.
But I do mind, Kip. In fact, I was about to suggest that you bring up the rear.
Helen. Easy. Easy does it. We killed him.
Oh, isn't it funny? I knew about everything but this. Forgive me, Kip. I'm so sorry I was cross with you.
You all right, Helen?
Yes. Just let me rest a little.
Ward, you come with me. We're going back and guard those spacesuits. The rest of you follow as soon as Helen can walk. Doug, take this. Any objections, Laird?
No, Kip. Go ahead. Come on. Let's go. Look around.
QuadCon, Central Illinois' largest pop culture event, is coming to the Peoria Civic Center Saturday, July 23rd. Over 40,000 square feet with over 100 vendors and artists. Comics, toys, panels, a $500 cosplay contest, a $500 video game tournament, and special guest, Lord Blood-Rah. Info at quadcitycon.com. And to round out your evening, see Lord Blood-Rah's nerve-wracking theater live Saturday, July 23rd at the Landmark Cinema Peoria. Lord Blood-Rah will host in person the 1962 horror classic The Brain That Wouldn't Die and the 1967 cult hit Spider Baby. Lord Blood-Rah's nerve-wracking theater at the Landmark Cinema Peoria, July 23rd at 8:30 p.m. Get tickets at lordbloodrah.com.
Come in. I surprised her in her room. She was not alone. With my own hands, I killed her.
Starring Boris Karloff.
Take this gun. Escort this gentleman from the castle. If he resists, kill him.
The Terror. His evil mystic powers go beyond man's wildest imaginings. terror, empowered to avenge, to reward, to transform.
I do love you.
Is she a blood and flesh beauty a man can enjoy?
I am possessed of the dead.
Or is she a gossamer myth, created by a madman's distorted desires?
Take your life as you took mine, and bring us together forever.
Join Boris Karloff, the Frankenstein monster of all horror motion pictures, in his most blood-chilling screen experience.
Super Shocker number 1, Dr. Macabre's Frightmare of Movie Monsters. Imagine seeing almost all the screen's scariest monsters alive, in person. Hunchback of Notre Dame, Teenage Frankenstein, Daughter of Dracula, The Fly, a man's body, a fly's head, Rodan, the flying monster, the colossal beast, and more, many more, never here before. Plus, Super Shocker number 2, Spooks A-Poppin', a thrilling new idea in spook shows. We double dare you to see this double header of super monstrous, superhuman, super shockers in person on the stage.
You've lost the urge to experiment.
Oh, every time you touch me, I go out of my mind. Let me die. Let me die.
Her brain kept alive by experimental science, by a man whose abnormal passions inspired him to try the impossible.
I brought her back. She'll live and I'll get her another body.
So what of her soul? How can you make of her an experiment of horror?
His mad ambitions and desires threaten every woman possessing an attractive body. Girls whose measurements make them beauty contest participants. Professional figure models such as this. All are prey to his distorted desires.
What's locked behind that door?
Horror. No normal mind can imagine. Something even more terrible than you.
Horror has its ultimate, and I'm that.
Behind that door is the sum total of Dr. Courtney's mistakes.
He intends to kill somebody. To rob them of their body. We've got to stop him.
Now back to Catwomen of the Moon. As Helen, recuperating from a vicious moon spider attack, faces yet another danger?
opened my eyes and missed you. I'm all right now. Should we go on?
Kip and Walt have gone back to suits. We can join them if you're able.
Back? Why back?
I think we've had enough for one day.
No. You've been listening to Kip. He's just afraid.
I don't think Kip was afraid of anything, Helen, but we don't know what's ahead.
Well, I'll tell you then. Adventure, discovery, knowledge. Isn't that why we came?
Of course, but another day.
Now, if you don't want to come with me, I'll go on alone.
You listen to me. I'm still commander of this expedition.
You're not my commander. I know where I want to go, and I'm going there.
Helen, what's cutting into you?
Take your hands off me.
Granger, they're gone.
The spacesuits? You must have missed them.
They're gone, all right, Commander.
We went back to the place we left them. There were marks in the sands that they'd been dragged away, just to make sure we checked back as far as we could.
Down there ran out of air.
But without suits, we're trapped.
Unless we find the joker who took them. I'll have that gun now.
That settles the argument Laird and I were having. If we can't go back, the obvious thing to do is go forward.
You seem very proud of yourself, Helen.
I am. There it is.
You said that as if you knew it all the time.
It ain't true. There can't be another world in the bowels of the moon.
That's exactly what it is.
Cold. I'd say there hasn't been a fire lit in this place in many years, perhaps centuries. Probably an extinct civilization.
Took some form of intelligence to steal those spacesuits.
Of course it did. In a very high form to build a place like this.
You seem to know all about it. What do they look like?
Hey! Come here!
Look, it's all ready for lighting.
You bring your cigarettes and matches?
I told you I didn't feel at home without them.
Oh, that's better. I was getting a mighty lonely feeling.
Helen. Helen, I asked you a question.
What?
You seem to know this place was here. What else do you know?
Nothing. Certainly I've never been here before. I must have dreamed.
Did you dream who stole our spacesuits?
Of course not. I grant you, Kip, this is something we didn't foresee. But let's not lose our senses completely.
Somebody stole our suits. And that somebody must still be around here. Hey! You out there! Hey! You out there!
That guy sounds lost.
Come on, Doug. Let's look around.
What happened?
Something jumped me.
What sort of thing?
I couldn't tell. It jumped on my back and tried to get at my throat.
Where's Helen?
I don't know, but I caught a glimpse of her during the fight, and she was just standing there watching.
Helen! 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 Helen!
A fire!
Helen! Spread out quickly.
I got one over here! Let's have a look at it. I don't know what to believe anymore, Kip. Well, you can believe this. They were definitely after this gun. From here on, we stick together so they can't pick us off one by one. I've got a hunch Helen will be back. We'll wait. We'll give her 1 hour.
I'm still in command here, Kip.
That's right, Laird. If you order us to separate and go hunting for Helen, we will.
No. We'll wait.
I am here, Alpha. It has been a long journey, Helen. Welcome to the moon. This is my second in command, Beta. And this is Lambda. The others you will meet in time.
But there's still so much I don't understand.
You are now one of us. Ask anything.
Well, I still can't be sure whether you're speaking my language or I yours.
We need no language, Helen. We can project our thoughts long distances, as you well know. Someday we will teach you. In the meantime, we will speak your tongue, just as we speak all of Earth's tongues.
Remember that our generation predates yours by centuries.
Yes. What you taught me about celestial navigation made me look like quite a genius. But why me, Alpha, and not the others?
We have no use for men.
What Beta means is that we have no contact or control over them, as we do among ourselves. It seemed rather difficult to get a crew entirely composed of women. We decided to concentrate on you.
With your wisdom, how is it you never came to us on Earth?
Our ancestors made one fatal error, Helen. When they discovered that the atmosphere around us was beginning to disappear, they decided to conserve oxygen. Do you know what that meant? Maximum energy reduction. Planned genocide to reduce population. Then, when we discovered we were only postponing the inevitable, it was too late. Our only hope was that a spaceship would come to us.
And now that we're here,
you will take back only 3 of us. We 3.
Only women?
We have no men.
But my knowledge is limited to navigation. Can you run the ship without them?
They will teach us how.
But you said you had no control over them.
Show us their weak points. We'll take care of the rest.
It's strange. I should care what happens to them. And yet I don't.
No. You see, we don't care. And you are one of us.
All right, Kip. It's 1 hour. You were wrong.
Wait a minute. I hear something. Where have you been?
I've been trying to convince them we're their friends. You know, Kip, it was your gun that frightened them. I promised them you'd put it away.
An unpromise. This gun stays out until they produce the spacesuits. Try to convince them of that.
Have no fears, Lieutenant Reisner. Your suits are safe and will be returned to you at the end of your visit.
Helen, they speak English.
Theirs is an ancient culture, Laird. Their communication system is far in advance to ours.
You want to be friends? Then bring the spacesuits here and now.
Oh, don't be a bore.
It's all right, my dear. I understand. Your suits will be returned to you in the morning, Lieutenant.
Good. That's when I'll start being friendly.
Pay no attention to him. He's only the co-pilot. Commander Granger here is our chief pilot and head of our expedition. This is Doug Smith, radio operator, and Walt Walters is our engineer. I don't know all of their names yet, but this is Alpha, Lambda, and Beta.
And most important of all, here is food.
Alpha?
Oh, yes. They seem to have mastered the art of mental telepathy. I don't understand it yet myself, but she was sending me messages all the way.
Should we take a chance?
Why not? Delicious. Tastes a little like honeydew melon.
May we serve you, Earthmen?
Well, thanks, Amanda.
Come, sit down.
Delighted.
Like monsters? Like horror? Like sci-fi? You'll love Maniac Monster Designs. Stickers, enamel pins, patches, magnets, tees, pillows. Maniac Monster Designs for everything retro, spooky, and fun. You'll find Maniac Monster Designs on eBay, Facebook, Instagram, and at maniacmonsters.com. Now you can have cool monster designs anytime, anywhere with Maniac Monster Designs.
Have you ever been kissed by a woman like this? This is the story of an adventure so fantastic and horrible as to make a man of science doubt his senses. See the dance of destruction as Tarantula entices men to a strange fate. Lost women, lost because they were born without human souls. Children of abominable deviltry and twisted science, unleashed by insanity.
He has human beauty and intelligence, still possesses the capacities and instincts of the giant spider.
Who could have shot him?
Nobody shot him. Look, these are not bullet wounds.
What could have killed him?
I don't know. I hope we won't have to find out.
Aren't you afraid, Grant?
I'm scared stiff.
If you're frightened, what do you call him?
I'm getting out of here.
The terror of mortal man, paralyzed with fear, bereft of reason, facing the horror of the giant hexapod.
Take it easy, Dracula. What do you think I'm carrying here, my dirty laundry?
Where a man-eating, talking plant gives homicide something to think about.
I didn't do it. Do what? Whatever. Ever see this man? Man, see picture. Why are you so nervous? Oh, boy, you kiss good, Audrey.
Oh, I guess I just have a good kisser.
Now you will do as I say.
Yes, Master.
You will go out and find me some food.
Yes, Master.
What's the matter? Don't you like me?
Too bony.
Too bony? Nobody ever told me that before.
Beef is better than veal.
Ah, you're such a dodo. What do you call this? Chopped liver?
Now back to Catwomen of the Moon, as the aforementioned Catwomen endeavor to prove that the way to a man's spaceship is through his stomach.
Come on, Kip, it's great. I brought my dinner with me.
Rations? You must be nuts. Yes, sir. This is a nice layout.
I wonder what the folks back home would think if they knew I was having dinner with a beautiful moon.
Do you have a special Earth girl?
No, nobody special. How about you? Incidentally, where are your menfolk?
You're the first man I've ever seen. Ours died off when I was still a child.
Gee, it's a lucky thing we came along. Oh, I mean, so you'd know what a man looks like. I mean, I'm sorry about your menfolk, Lambda. I didn't mean any other way.
I understand, Doug.
But after the navigator has set the course, how do you adjust this automatic pilot?
Well, that's pretty complicated, and besides, it's restricted information. Let's talk about your people. I want to know how that girl Lambert disappeared from right under our noses, and how you were able to contact Helen before we even hit the moon.
That, Commander, is a good deal more complicated than your automatic pilot. But if you will explain the one, I would at least try to indicate how we have achieved complete control over our bodies and minds.
Perhaps some other day. Sure you understand, but I'm under orders.
As you wish. Some of our wine?
Say, you wouldn't have any small works of art that I could take home with me as a souvenir, would you?
You may have this.
Thanks. I was admiring it. What's it made of?
You have no metal on Earth to compare.
We call these things sleigh bracelets. They're made out of gold sometimes.
Gold? Why?
For the carriage trade. Plenty expensive.
Gold. But it's so common.
Gold common?
We don't even bother to dig it.
You mean it just hangs around loose?
There's a place near here where there's more gold than you could carry away in your rocket ship in 100 years.
I don't believe it. At least not until you show me.
I'll make a bargain with you. You take me aboard your rocket ship, I'll show you the cave of gold.
Skipper wouldn't buy it. Just wouldn't go for it. Besides, we need those spacesuits to get out of that tunnel.
I know where the spacesuits are.
A whole cave full of real gold. And you'd keep it a secret? Just between us? You wouldn't tell anybody?
To the everlasting friendship of our peoples.
Amen.
And now I know you must be tired. We will return tomorrow. And with your spacesuits, my foolish friend.
I can be had. Well, I hope you had yourselves a time.
If we didn't blunder ahead and start a war between the worlds, it's no thanks to you.
No thanks asked. Question is, who's going to stand the first 2-hour watch tonight? Helen?
What for?
Walt?
Where is Walt?
Last I saw, he was wandering off with Beta.
Fast worker, that guy.
That's not funny. Walt! 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 Walt Walters! Didn't we agree to stick together?
I don't think he's in danger, Kip.
What do you think, Miss Solinger?
I think you're spoiling for a fight.
You're so right. Would you like to step into my private office?
Anytime.
Kip!
Don't worry. I won't slug her. Doug, stand guard.
Okay, Kip.
This way, Miss Solinger. Now then, which side are you on?
I didn't know we had sides.
I'm convinced you deliberately led us into this. I'd be very happy if you'd unconvince me.
I don't know what you mean.
Look, Helen, I have a very high regard for you. You're smart, you have courage, and you're all woman. And if it hadn't been for Laird, I'd have tried to make it you and me a long time ago.
Flattery will get you no place.
Helen!
Take your big hands off me!
Not until you level with me. Oh, come on now. I'm not hurting you that much.
Don't let go, Kip.
Helen, what's the matter?
Danger, Kip. They want to kill you. They'll take the spaceship and they'll make me go with them.
Well, how?
They can, Kip. They control me.
Control you?
Even with Laird, I liked you best. But Laird knew more, and they wanted me with him.
They don't control you now, do they?
No. But hang on. Hold on tight.
You're doggone right I will. You're doggone right.
You won't tell Laird about this, will you?
One of us will have to.
I don't want to hurt him, and I'll handle it. Let's get back to Earth first.
Sure. Look, tell me. How do these catwomen intend to play their hand?
Well, not for a few days. But don't worry, they can't do a thing without me.
I understand. What about Walt?
Boys will be boys, I guess. Can we go in? I'm exhausted.
Sure. Sleep well, Helen.
Well?
You were right, Laird. My apologies. She's a fine girl.
Of course she is. You know, there's a lot of things I don't understand yet. But you can be sure that there's a perfectly valid and scientific reason for all of them.
That's right, Laird.
These people may be far ahead of us in many things.
Not as far as they think.
What do you mean?
Nothing. We'll talk about it in the morning. Let's get some sleep. And I don't think we need to stand guard. By the way, if Walt comes back, eat him out on general principles, will you?
You're the expert at that. You got my full permission.
In other words, this controls this in a ratio of 6 to 1. The speed control retarder, the stabilizer, and the cutoff.
You're too smart for me, baby. I like 'em stupid.
Why don't you stay on the moon and let me do your job?
Well, if that goal is piled as high as you say it is, one more trip and you can have my job.
It's there for the looking.
Come on, let's go.
All the cool things. You want all the cool things. But where can you find all the cool things? It's all right here at NovemberFire.com. All the cool t-shirts, all the cool DVDs, all the cool masks. Be extra cool and tell them Lord Blood-Rah sent you. All the cool things at NovemberFire.com.
From Haiti, land of the voodoo, comes the most infamous cult of all. Bela Lugosi as Murder Legendre.
I see death.
Master of the undead damned. The sinister power behind the white zombie.
Zombies? Yes. They are my servants.
This soul killer takes men from their graves to be his slaves. His instruments of terror, and now this fiend plots to possess a woman.
Only a pinpoint, Monsieur Lamont. glass of wine, or perhaps a flower.
Keep it, monsieur. Keep it. You may change your mind.
Not dead? Are you mad? I saw her die. The doctor signed a certificate. I saw them bury her.
Captive in the borderland between life and death. Her brain drained of the life spark. The white zombie obeys the unholy commands of her demon master. As mindless creatures carry out his cursed will, terror explodes in horror and heartquake.
Zombie! Allez, allez!
Never eyes so evil, never powers so potent, never magic so black. Bela Dracula Lugosi, as the master of the white zombie.
From the depths of hell comes The Devil's Messenger, starring the master of mystery Lon Chaney and Karen Cannon.
You could leave my message. You'd have to go back. Up there.
I can't. I won't go back.
You delivered that to a Mr. Donald Powell. Don't be afraid of me.
The Devil's Messenger delivers gifts from hell, turning man into a ravaging beast.
I took a picture of that old farmhouse. There's nobody in the picture. You saw it. Was there anybody in it?
No, there wasn't.
Somebody has come out of that house, and they're coming toward me.
Back from the dead, his lovely victim seeks revenge for her horrible death at the hands of a man driven mad by a gift from hell. Trapped in her icy tomb until the Devil's Messenger exposed her nakedness in her crystal prison.
Now let's get down to here.
She becomes the object of a scientist's lust. His consuming desire for her drives him to commit murder to keep her for himself. Not since Eve received the apple have gifts inflicted such unnatural consequences.
Tonight at midnight, you will be dead.
Just how do you intend to kill me?
I've no idea. I don't even know you.
The crystal ball foreshadows doom, for it is the plaything of the devil, and only he can change the events it foresees. You must see what the Devil's Messenger has in store for you.
And now, on to the conclusion of Catwomen of the Moon. Then after that, a special sci-fi surprise. But first, a dance number.
sorry to disturb you, but I feel like a chaperone to a fraternity dance.
What's the matter?
Doug's just gone off with little Lambda.
Lambda? Well, that's bad, Kip. She's the dangerous one.
Dangerous? That kid?
Yes. You'd better go after them. There may have been a change in plans.
Okay. Their mood, I don't imagine they went very far.
Ada, it's really gold.
Yes, Doug.
Gold. Gold.
What's the matter?
Go away, quick, quick.
But why? If it's anything I said or did.
No. No, please save yourself.
From what?
From me. Because I love you, Doug. Yet I must kill you.
I love you too, Lambda. And I'm not afraid.
Oh, listen to me. The survival of my people is at stake. In another few years, this underground world will be as dead as the bright side of the moon.
I will come back, Lambda. I promise. This ship is only the first of many.
But don't you see, we must be sure. 2 million years of civilization. Does one gamble that on a promise?
Lambda, I will come back.
Kip, old man, I'm afraid I'm going to have to intercede for Walt and Doug. You know, there must be something to this moon and romance stuff.
All right. Now, Helen, you say something.
It's obvious, isn't it? All that poppycock I told you out on the terrace was just to get you to go away. Now go away, will you?
That's what I'd like to do. But I'm sure not getting any help.
She's in tune with Helen. Granger's explaining the automatic pilot. I must talk to Alpha. Helen can tell her later.
Is it important?
Yes. I think we should take one of the men back with us.
Why?
Because if we show good faith, they might send more ships.
4 of us will be enough. We will get their women under our power, and soon we will rule the whole world.
But I don't want to rule the world. I want to live on it just like the Earth people do.
Lambda, we are coming into a new situation. We must bring our culture to Earth.
No. She's fallen in love with the radio operator.
Is that true?
And what if it is?
There is no room in your life for love. We will choose your man eugenically. You and Beta will have girl children fit to carry on. The best of the Earth mongrels will be none too good.
I won't do it. I love Doug, and you must take him.
Threats, my dear?
Yes. It just so happens you can't leave without us, and I won't tell you why.
Lambda, you will tell me why.
You think you can force me? My will is just as strong as yours.
And now we have no time to waste.
Kip. Well, I didn't expect to see you again.
I think we'd better plan on getting out of here.
No. When did you arrive at that momentous decision?
Some of these moon people are planning to steal our ship.
No.
But one of them is on our side.
I suppose you mean Helen.
Well, Helen's liable to be a bit of a problem, too. She's been marked. She's under the influence of these people.
Kid, you interest me strangely. What gossip column you been reading?
Well, Lambda told me. I guess we sort of fell in love.
Well, blessings on you. She say when the cat women intended to try the little game?
As soon as they get all the information they need about the ship. Someone was supposed to work on Walt and someone else on Laird.
What? On Laird? Laird? Where have you been? Never mind that. We're just curious to know what you two lovebirds have been talking about.
Don't tell him.
Why not? Afraid you'd be very much disappointed. We were just talking shop. Anything wrong with that?
No, not a thing. Except the cat women are out to steal our ship, and Helen's tied body and soul to them.
That's a lie.
I resent that, Kip. What's your evidence?
Well, for one thing, Doug got the dope from little Lambda.
Oh.
For another, Helen told me herself. We were out on the terrace, and she told me to hold her tight. Not to kiss her, but just to hold her hand.
Let go of my hand!
Not this time, baby.
Oh, thank you, Kip. Thank you.
Now, let's set the record straight. Are you in love with Laird?
No.
Have you been bleeding him for information to pass on to Alpha?
Yes.
And who do you really love?
You.
You take care.
Don't let go!
Blair! Stop it! Stop! Blair! Blair! Stop it! Stop! You want to put her back under Alpha's spell? Helen!
Where is she?
Helen!
Doug, they're on their way. I couldn't stop them.
Who?
Helen, Alpha, and Beta. Just the three of them. They're going to steal the rocket ship.
Why did they take two more of your people?
They didn't want to, for one thing. They couldn't for another. I hid out two of the spacesuits.
We're still in business, provided we can stop them before they reach the ship. Who goes with me?
Doug.
Let's go.
Comes a time when you can't find it in the book. I know that now.
How much head start do you think they have?
Too much, unless something holds them up.
Lambda,
Would you leave me?
but you turned against us.
How could I? It was a moment of weakness. Wait for me here and I'll get another suit and join you.
It's a trap. Come on.
I won't let you go. Helen, look at me. My will is as strong as theirs. They'll kill you as they've killed Walt. Stay here.
You will come with us.
Don't listen. Stand firm.
Doug, the cat women are dead. Helen's all right.
And as for you, young man, what's done is done. Is your radio okay?
It's okay, sir.
We'll contact White Sands. Tell them we're coming in.
Moon Rocket 4 calling White Sands. Moon Rocket 4 calling White Sands. Come in. You hear me, White Sands?
What? Who? White Sands to Moon Rocket. Was that you?
Don't blow a gasket, White Sands. We're coming in. Leaving Moon at 0117 your time.
What happened?
That is a long story. Over to you now.
No, it wasn't a long story, really, just a little over an hour. So after this, we'll be back with some more classic 50s sci-fi.
From ancient Genesis to the modern screen is the name written in blood. Ega!
If I could just call you on the phone. The code of the ghost at the sign of the toad. Nobody lives on the Brownsville Road.
Thrill to the newest recording star, Archibald Jr.
Oh, they're screaming this way.
See ravishing Marilyn Manning in a thrilling, chilling story. The last of the prehistoric giants sees his first girl.
Noah. And
Curious newsmen search deep in giant country for the last of the ancient cavemen. See a tough giant tamed by the soft hands of his captive woman. See him sacrifice his ageless beard for her love. Then lose her to a boy in a dune buggy, escaping a burning desert. Ega's primitive passion was love or kill. Hear Ega talk, the ancient language of love, used at the beginning of time. See Ega!
Have you ever walked through a graveyard late at night and seen a coffin open?
Have you ever thought what it would be like to see a person's head amputated?
Think of things so horrible that the human mind cannot imagine them.
See all this and more when you see on stage, in person,
that crazy mixed up Dr. Evil and his terrors of the unknown.
Unlike anything that you ever seen or heard of in the past.
Hideous creatures from beyond the grave. Leave the stage and grab girls right out of their seats.
Girls, do not come alone. Bring your boyfriend to protect you when the lights go out.
You may find a live snake or rat under your seat.
A real dead body is given away to some lucky person at every performance.
Also, in person.
The Mummy and King Kong, famous Hollywood gorilla, real and alive.
Plus, on the screen, 2 horrific motion pictures.
Dr. Evil and his terrors of the unknown.
Plus 2 horrific pictures.
And now, my lords and ladies, as promised, more classic 50s sci-fi. This TV series, based on a classic comic strip character, was an American, West German, and French co-production, filmed in Germany in an abandoned beer hall just 7 years after the end of World War II. Here is the episode of Flash Gordon, entitled Planet of Death.
planet Tarset, silent, inhabited only by shadows of a civilization long dead. A planet where life of every kind has departed.
Tarset is ideal. Well, then you'll have to find some place that's not so ideal. Tarset will not be used. But why? Will you please tell me why? You don't know what just happened to the exploratory mission we sent to Tarset?
No. I've been in my mountain lab completely out of touch with things.
What happened? Well, we'll soon know the details. All I've had up to now are fragmentary reports, but even from them I'd be a murderer if I let you go.
Flash Gordon is here, sir, with Dr. Jervis of the Tarset expedition.
Good, send them in at once. Now we'll get the full story. I'm so sorry, Dr. Jervis. Can I get you something?
I don't think he's strong enough to answer any questions right now, Commander. Ever since he landed his spaceship, he's been hysterical. We did what we could to calm him down, but...
This is Dr. Jervis, one of the scientists we sent on the exploratory mission to Tarset.
Jervis? Of course.
You know him?
By reputation only. I'm familiar with his treatise on astrohydraulics. Remember, Dale?
Oh, that's right, Doctor. He's in a state of complete nervous shock.
Well, Dr. Jervis, what happened up there? I'm Dr. Zarkov. What happened on Tarset? Where are the others who went with you?
Dead. All dead.
How? What happened? Speak up, man. What happened?
I'm afraid he won't be able to answer any more questions, Doctor. He's completely...
No. It's important that they know. I'll do my best. Don't send anyone there. You'll murder every man you send to Tarset. What kind of nonsense is this? Nonsense? You call it nonsense when your own companions are stricken before your very eyes? When suddenly they are dead? For no reason, for no cause, except a curse. A curse? What curse? A curse of Belphegor. It strikes in silence. It will kill anyone who sets foot on that horrible planet. It didn't kill you. My escape is a miracle. Just a miracle.
Perhaps you'd better tell us exactly what happened.
Yes. Yes, I will. There were 4 of us in that expedition. 4 of us who landed on Tarset.
There was Williams, leader of our company, an outstanding physicist. Leclerc, astrochemist. Bending, our engineer. And myself. Our landing on Tarset was easy enough. We made our way to a structure that we had seen from the spaceship. It was the only building not in utter ruins. Inside, we made our way along a corridor, the sides thick with dust, and all around there was the horrible feeling of death. We reached a bend in the corridor, and like an invisible hand had grabbed us, we stopped, afraid to make the turn. Williams finally had the courage to go on. I wanted to turn and run back to the ship. I'd never known fear like that, even when I knew what I feared. Finally, one by one, we followed him. Williams saw it first. Belphegor, patient god of Tarset. Its face looked as if it had been carved out of a solid block of evil. And then we heard its voice.
I am Belphegor. Know all ye who trespass upon my tomb, that upon ye shall rest my curse forevermore.
The voice. That horrible voice. I still hear it. Williams walked towards the idol on the throne. And then suddenly, a blinding light shot down upon him, shooting from its single eye. He fell. Leclerc ran to help him, and the light caught him. Bending and I stood horrified. They were dead. So we turned, we ran. As if evil on the wing were after us. We ran.
I heard bending running behind me. Suddenly he screamed. I looked back. The light had him. He fell towards me. I just ran on.
A terrifying experience. Don't send anyone to that planet. It's cursed. Ridiculous. We must use Tarset for our negative gravity experiments. Aren't we sticking our necks out? If what happened to him happened to us, we have no choice. The threat to our galaxy from the people of Evan has never been so serious as it is now. Our only defense will be negative gravity. Find some other place for the experiments. There is no other place. Besides, who believes this business of idols and strange curses? It's superstitious rot. I'm going to toss it. I'm with you, Doctor. Dale?
I'm ready to start right now.
Well, Dr. Jervis? We can make it without you, but if you'll come along as our guide, we can save much valuable time. No, I can't. The defense of the galaxy depends upon it. Everything we have, our civilization, our science, everything will be wiped out if the people of Evan are victorious. How can you refuse? No, of course you're right. I can't refuse. I'll go along with you to Tarset. Good. Prepare the flight plans, will you, Commander? We'll be off in 48 hours. Come on, Dale. Doctor? The temple. Please don't enter. We'll never get out alive. You did the last time. Maybe we'll be as lucky. Let's go, Doctor. Don't! Please stop here before we all die! No!
Going someplace? Come on.
Who's this, bending? Just as he fell. Williams and Leclerc? Yes.
I am Belphegor.
The voice!
Know all ye who trespass upon my tomb, that upon ye shall rest my curse forevermore.
Please leave your eyes at the door. You will not need them.
Lord Blood-Rah's Nerve-Wrackin Auditorium presents the best of old-time radio, horror, and science fiction. Tales of terror and the uncanny that unfold on the stage of your imagination. Come experience the magic of old-time radio horror. Lord Blood-Rah's Nerve-Wrackin Auditorium is available on Spotify, Apple, Google, and other podcast providers. Lord Blood-Rah's Nerve-Wrackin Auditorium, when you seek the darkness.
I am Sir George, possessor of the magic sword. By its powers, I will lead you on the 7 great adventures, each one mightier than the other. Together we will go where no man has ever gone, into the land of terror itself, where the Superman of evil is king.
Let no man face my 7 curses and reach the dragon's lair.
Together we will dare the demons of the green flame. See the white-hot face of the fiery rock. Enter the mammoth cave that closes behind you, where humans are trapped, entombed. Brave the volcanic inferno of the boiling crater. See the miracle of the magic sword. Battle the gigantic ogre. Gaze into the magic pool. See the enchanted beauty, enslaved by the master of the black arts. Meet Sybil, the weirdest witch who ever brewed up a cauldron of spells.
I wonder what Sybil's cooking up.
Witches of Hecate, blacker than black, demons of shame, flesh on the rack.
See the attempted rescue from the sorcerer's castle. See the terrors of the dungeon torture chamber. See the terrifying fate of the shrunken people, cast under an evil spell by Lodak, greatest magician of them all. See the two-headed dragon of Lodak that no mortal ever faced and lived. You'll be thrilled to the hilt by the magic sword, none like it since the world began. The 2,000-year-old legend Hollywood waited until now to tell. The magic sword.
What's going on around here? No, you believe me? Let me up! It's dying! Professor Gellert! Dying! Professor Gellert! Let me out! Let me out! Professor Gellert! There, one step out there and you're dead.
Oh, we've got to help her.
There's nothing you can do. Nothing. Dying! Professor Gellert! Professor Gellert! It's dying! Let me out! Let me out! All right, Professor Jettis. Did you ever expect to get out of here alive? Start telling the truth. The truth? What are you talking about? You saw. I saw plenty. Enough to know that you've been lying from the word go. I haven't. Tell the truth. What's it all about? I don't know. The curse of Belphegor. What kind of a moron do you take me to be, Jettis? Curses, idols. The next thing you'll be screaming about will be witches riding around on brooms. You're lying. No! You said Benning was killed while running down the corridor with you. But when we found him, his head was towards the idol. He wasn't killed while running away. He was killed before he ever got there. Why did you lie about that? I didn't. All three were killed, but you were allowed to escape. Why? I don't know. You do know. Tell me the truth. I won't tell you anything. Let me out. Let me out. It's I, Professor Gellert. Let me out. Let me out. The wolves. They're coming at the crutches. Now will you tell the truth? They're going to kill you along with the rest of us. No, they can't. They promised to save me. Who promised? The men of Evan. They trapped us in the temple. They told us to help them or die. Williams, LeClaire, Benning chose death. Why is Tarset so important to them? For the invasion. It's coming in this direction. They want to use Tarset as a staging area for that final assault upon Earth. How could you betray your galaxy like that? And worse, watch your friends die while you agree to help their killers. I don't know. You're crazy. They offered me money, power, and chance to be rating titles and great scientists. I was. I'm afraid. I'm afraid to die. You have a right to live. Save me. I'm sorry, save me. Talk to the walls, Jettis. Maybe they'll hear you. Call on Belphegor. Maybe he'll listen. A miracle. A miracle. No miracle, Jarvis. The walls are so dry and crumbling that the pressure from the moving wall pulverized them. The whole temple is ready to fall. What are you going to do with me now? Right now, I'm interested in Dale and Dr. Zarkov, not you. Who else is on this planet besides us? Mister, who's he? A man from heaven. One of their intelligence agents. The one who bribed me. How many with him? I don't know. Some. Maybe 3, 4. What's behind it all? I told you. They want to use this planet to spearhead an invasion on our galaxy. When? When will it begin? Soon. That's all I know, soon.
Come in, Dr. Zarkov. And bring your charming companion. Come in. I am Milton. I am Chief of Intelligence to His Exalted Mightiness Draco, ruler of Eben.
Eben?
Yes, Eben. You are an unexpected prize, Dr. Zarkov. I hardly expected so impressive a bag to fall into my net.
I'm easily bored with second-rate theatrics. So why not get to the point?
Point 1. Don't look for help from Flash Gordon. He and that idiot Jeboth are dead. By my hand.
Assume the position and open your minds wide. It's time for your cranial cavity search. Yes, my lords and ladies, the cranial cavity search. Here's a chance for you great geeks out there to prove your geek cred by showing what you know. And tonight's cranial cavity search question is: robots are, of course, a staple in science fiction films and literature. But where was the term robot first used? A. In the 1927 film Metropolis. B. In the Edgar Allan Poe story The Chess Player. C. In the play R.U.R., Rossum's Universal Robots. Or D. In the 1818 novel Frankenstein. Where was the term robot first used? Run that through your memory banks and let's see what comes out after this glitch in our programming. And the answer to tonight's cranial cavity search question: where was the term robot first used? It was C. The play R.U.R., Rossum's Universal Robots. The play was written by Czech writer Karl Čapek in 1920, and it introduced the term robot into the English language. By the way, The word robot comes from a Czech word, robota, meaning forced labor. But now, on to the conclusion of Flash Gordon and the Planet of Death, where it seems the reports of Flash Gordon's death are greatly exaggerated.
I have spared your life, Dr. Zarkov, up to this point, because you can be of use to my sovereign.
My services are expensive.
You can name any price. The information we want is worth it.
And the information?
Complete plans and details of the negative gravity force you have developed. And you must give us the method to combat it. We must know how to smash through it so we can land our forces on Earth.
And if I refuse?
You will watch Miss Arden slowly and painfully put to death. Well, Dr. Zarkov, what is your answer?
His answer is no.
But Dale...
My life against the millions they could take on Earth? We have no choice, Doctor.
We'll see how brave you are, Zarkov, while you watch her slow destruction. The death eye of Belphegor will bring you Earthlings to your knees. Take them to the pillars.
I'm sorry, dear.
I can't say I'm not scared.
Your scientific mind, Dr. Zarkov, won't accept the preposterous idea of an idol possessing a lethal curse.
The curse of Belphegor is man-made. It's a lethal weapon, not a curse.
You have seen the result?
Obviously, you have a paralysis ray machine set into the idol's head.
Quite right. A paralysis ray machine whose controlled ray cuts through organic matter, destroying the millions of nerves, eating its way deep into the very nerve centers until total paralysis is achieved.
You're a fiend.
Not by choice. This is war.
Dale, I can't let them do it.
You must.
I can't.
You must. And you will.
Your last chance, Zarkov. Think. Can you stand there and watch her shrivel slowly? The instant I lower this lever, deterioration begins.
He's not going to tell you anything, so turn on your ray. Get it over with. Stop talking, turn it on!
Very well. But only a few degrees at first, so you can feel its power.
Dale.
Swear to me, Dr. Zarkov, you won't tell them.
No.
Swear it.
All right.
You barely felt anything. Now let us see how brave you are, Miss Arden.
You, Gordon! God, help me! Flash! The ray machine! Turn it off! You'll kill us both.
Untie them.
We'll die, just as they did.
You exaggerate, Mesden.
What?
Untie them.
Flash, how did you figure?
Okay, Dale. I heard him say the ray penetrates organic matter, so I slipped my watch glass over the lens of the machine. Stopped the ray dead.
That was quick thinking.
Yeah, we've got to get out of here.
Where's Professor Jevons?
I don't know. He sold out to Evan, led us into this trap.
It's hard to believe that.
That's true. He admitted it to me. We've got to get back to the Skyflash and notify Commander Richards immediately. The invasion is about to begin.
Stand where you are. Don't make a move.
Hey, no Draco.
Who are these Earthlings?
They are those who would stand against your exalted mightiness. Flash Gordon, Dale Arden, and the bearded one is Dr. Zarkov.
So, I know of them. Whosoever shall stand between Draco and his destiny shall be ground into dust. Guards!
Flash! Get back! Flash Gordon and Sky Flash 2 calling Commander Richards at GBI headquarters on Earth.
Flash Gordon calling Commander Richards.
Richards here. Flash, I've been on tenterhooks waiting for your report.
I'll give you all the details as soon as we land, Commander. In the meantime, you can call off all emergency defensive measures as far as an invasion from Evan is concerned. There will be no invasion. Draco, tyrant of Evan, is dead.
Flash, are you sure? This is tremendous news.
When you release the news, Commander, one thing you must do.
Sir, Flash, what is it?
Be sure that all credit is given to Professor Jevons, a great patriot who sacrificed his life in the service of his galaxy. Skyflash 2 signing off. The truth will be our secret. Ready for takeoff. Chart a course for home, will you, Dale?
Home it is.
You know, besides being an expert space pilot, a brave special agent, and the primary defender of the free universe, that Flash Gordon is a heck of a guy. Well, my lords and ladies, I want to thank you all for watching, and I want to invite you all back again next week when we'll do whatever this is all over again. As always, I am Lord Blood-Rah saying, geek out.